Friday Night Football is brought to you by Winnebago Motorhomes. Live a life of adventure.
Welcome to a Week 5 edition of Friday Night Football. I'm Eric Graver, and he's Ethan Wiles. We had a big game of the week this week with Sycamore, who's looked like a state-caliber team over the past couple of years, and this season looks no different. But they had a chance to learn a lot about themselves tonight against a tough opponent coming to town, Ethan.
Yeah, that's right. The Rochelle run game is humming again this year behind Grant Gensler. The Hubs were hoping to use that ground game to hand Sycamore their first loss on the season.
Friday Night Football's Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Feldco, Rockford's home renewal experts.
And we start in Sycamore, their biggest game of the year, coming out onto the field on their homecoming night. We start in the first with the Hubs with the ball. Grant Gensler breaks off that big run, and Eric, we've seen that
a bunch of times,
all year. You took the words right out of my mouth, but the Sycamore defense, that's been tough too all year long. They stand strong again on the opening drive, causing the Hubs to turn the ball over. Both teams struggling with some turnovers tonight. Here it's Tyler Curtis on the carry, but he slips and the ball comes loose. And just like that, the Hubs take over yet again. No score until the second quarter in this one. And Curtis would bounce back from that fumble. Little hurdle, and he is gone. And the Spartans, they break through first. They lead it 7-0. And now take a look at this one. End of the first half, Burke Goucher, he's got a cannon, and he is going to show off that cannon as the clock expires. But take a look at the concentration from Carter York.
How did he haul that in?
Brings that one in, and if you look at the slow-mo here, it kind of bounces around some helmets. Happened to be in the right place at the right time.
The catch of the year.
He says, "I'm him" to the camera, and he would add a nice toe tap interception to his day as well. Sycamore, they remain unbeaten as they win on homecoming 21-6.
Big matchup in the Nick 10 tonight with Willie Tolan going up against his whole team at Boylan. We will start with Rashid Johnson on the reverse. Ethan, this is on 4th and 15. They run a reverse and they pick it up. Some crazy action there. And check this out from Auburn. Looking to fight back. They're down 14-0. Leonard Spates on the reception for Auburn. Looked like a touchdown. He was ruled short. Looked like a touchdown to me, but don't worry about it. Pat DeBow is going to punch it in for the touchdown, make it 14-7. Minute left in the half. Play of the game right here. Santana English. Look at that concentration. One more time. And that leads to this play from Connor Dennis. Under 10 seconds remaining. Pump fakes, rolls to his right, airs it out, throws it right into your living room to Philip Dixon for the touchdown with 3 seconds left in the half. Deflating for Auburn, and early in the second half, here comes Boylan now. Rashid Johnson, explosive run, puts the Titans up 28-7. Hard-fought game from Auburn tonight, but Boylan goes on to win it 42-15.
I didn't know Josh Allen was at Boylan now. The Huskies looking to win their second in a row tonight, facing Freeport on homecoming. Opening drive for the Pretzels. It's a handoff, and then another pitch to Cameron Venner with a big run up the sideline. Later in the drive, another big run for Verner to set up this pass, and he is going to get some extra yards there. Peyton Woker, the Freeport quarterback. Right, yes, sir. Peyton Woker rolling out to his right, throwing to Austin Hilby with a swarm of Huskies, but he pulls that one in. We've seen some highlight catches tonight.
Freeport's got the highlights a lot of the time out there.
They got a good band out there, too, and they like that play. Later in the first, Woker looking to pass again, but the ball gets away, and the Huskies with a big stop on the punt. The Huskies going to block it there, too. That's Isaac Johnson returning it for 6. What a score, and Harlem wouldn't stop scoring. They win it 32-19.
The battle of the Belvedere schools over at Milt Brown Stadium. We start crosstown coin toss to get things going, but Belvedere North takes it early with the sophomore Eric Roman driving the Thunder out after that. And the junior Trent Dinsmore driving it in for North's score, the fullback. Always making some big-time plays out there, and North's mascot Bolt cheering him on. Belvedere's Jason Dean, always looking to make something happen, always just making some plays. That's some hard running. That leads him for a touchdown, able to punch it in later. Dean always giving us the highlights for those Bucks, but the Blue Thunder roll from there, 41-14, the final.
And Hononegah looking to stay undefeated on the year. They face the E-Rabs tonight. Quarterback Cole Warren, we've been calling his name all year. He's going to roll out to the right, looking for a man. and finds him. Look at that,
Fisher,
draped
wow.
by the defender. And that Hononegah run game going to get stopped there, getting over the line. The East E-Rabs with the ball now, and he gets stopped.
I know defense. We talk all year about the offense, Ethan, but the defense, they've been showing up all year too. But there is one guy on East that you got to keep an eye out for. Javius Catlin, trying to become the all-time Nick 10 leading rusher. That helps his cause right there, punching it in. How about some other Hano players that we know all about? Isaiah Hui.
You sure this wasn't a track meet, Dave?
It always looks like one with Isaiah out there. How many men does he miss before he goes out of bounds? And another Cole, we've heard about Cole Warren all year. How about Cole Schmall, another big-time play from him, bringing that one in. Ooh, well, actually, maybe not a big-time play. Didn't hold that one in, but that's got to be an incompletion, not a fumble. And Hano, they're not fazed by it. They go on to win at 50-12 against the E-Rabs. Some great football in the Nick 10 tonight, and coming up, we'll head to the Big Northern, where two explosive offenses, Lutheran and Dixon, go head-to-head. More highlights when FNF returns right after the break. Shout out to that Crusader fan section. And Dixon and Lutheran have both proven to be two of the most explosive offenses in the Big Northern this year, and we got to see what they look like head-to-head tonight at the home of the Crusaders. We will start with Tyler Shaner and the Dukes looking to stay undefeated against a tough opponent, and the Saders standing tall early. Hunter Evans, multiple tackles for loss against Tyler Shaner. The Dukes on defense, they're playing just as strong out there. Nowhere to go, just a wall of Dukes, not giving them anything. The Dukes aggressive early on in this one too. On 4th and 15, looked like a punt, but Tyler Shaner trying to find Colin Shaner, can't get it, but you know the Shaners were going to get going eventually. Long touchdown pass from Tyler to Colin for the first score of the game. And the Dukes all over the Crusaders, and they just look amazing this year. They roll 42-0.
And Byron, they're looking like a force this year as well, looking to keep that going at the home of the Hawks out in Oregon. Byron with the ball, and it's Braden Knoll. He's going to follow his blockers all the way to the end zone, and that puts the Tigers up 14-0 already. And the next Tiger drive there at the goal line, Caden Considine. He's going to punch it in for 6, and the Tigers.
Sophomore campaign for Considine.
Tigers and Considine just keep adding to their lead. Byron will go for 2. Look at this odd formation. Guess what? It's a run. Jacob Ross with the 2-point conversion. And the Tigers were too much for the Hawks. They win it 51-0.
Two teams that have shown a lot of potential this year, with the Vikings facing the Cardinals, hosting this one. And in the second half, the Cards pitching it to Michael Orlando, takes it up the sideline for a big gain. Later in the drive, they hand it off to the fullback, Braden Rogers, who punches his way in for the score. In the fourth quarter now, North Boone fighting hard against Stillman Valley. They would go on to win this one 19-14, the Vikings. They have not beaten the Cardinals in years, so a huge win for them. We saw with the Vikings when they played the Cogs that they were for real this year, and this was really a chance for them to show that they belong in the Big Northern against a lot of these teams. The Vikings do just that tonight, winning this one 19-14, the final. We've had plenty of great football so far, but we're not done yet. We'll head to the NUIC with Dakota hosting Fulton. We'll check out a second-year flag football league as well. More highlights when FNF returns right after the break.
You're watching Friday Night Football on 13 News. That was so bad, guys.
Whoever said they thought that was bad, I thought it worked out pretty well. But it's been a tough stretch for Dakota over their last 3 games in the NUIC, but it wasn't going to get any easier for them tonight hosting Fulton. The Steamers making the trip to Stevenson County, and right out of the gate, Steamers getting themselves a touchdown. A.J. Boardman, nothing but green grass in front of him. He's in for the early score, and Dakota looking to make some moves to get past the Steamers. Managed to get a touchdown right there. The senior, Jason Bowers, playing hard out there in front of his home fans. The Steamers get the ball back again. Balin Damhoff, another touchdown, and it was all Fulton out there tonight. 38-8, the final.
Genoa Kingston trying to get back to their winning ways on the road against Bago, and the Cogs on the goal line stand. They would punch it in for 6. That would tie the game at 20, and the Cogs students that made the trip, they were happy about that. We go to overtime, tied at 20, Jinx. Winnebago passing it to Elijah Vogrink to score, making it 26-20. They wouldn't get the 2-point conversion. GK gets the ball now, and they get it in with Xander Gleisner to tie it up. And the Cogs, they go for 2 to win. and it's going to be Nathan Kaliba. He reaches the ball over the goal line, and the Cogs, they find themselves back in the win column. They win it 28-26.
What a game at Winnebago. Now to some flag football that was very earlier today in the rain at Freeport. How about Cadence Diedick in the handoff? Going to go untouched all the way to the end zone. We've seen her do a lot on the soccer field, and we're going to cover a lot more of flag football this year in year 2 of that league. Another fun one out there at Freeport for their homecoming. And for our game of the week, our photographers scoured the area looking for the best high school football action. And Ethan, take it away. You're the one who saw this in person.
That's our play of the week at our game of the week. The concentration from Carter York, hauling it in, falling it to his back. He just happened to be at the right place at the right time. He says, I'm him. Eric, you and I are us for getting that show done this week.
It was a big one. We will see you next week for week 6.